We will now begin our audience Q&A segment. This is your chance to engage directly with our speakers and ask follow-up questions or share your own thoughts related to today's topic, faith, facts, and health, combating quackery in marginalized communities. If you have a question, you are welcome to raise your hand and I will invite you to unmute and speak, or type your question in the chat box and I will read it out loud for you. Let's try to keep each question brief and respectful so we can accommodate as many as participants possible. Our first question is by Abu Zarkin for Dr. Ajay. Dr. Ajay, इन्होंने पूछा in what ways can inter-community collaboration help promote accurate health education and reduce the influence of quackery? You want me to repeat the question? आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही।
भाई से अभी आ रही है?
हाँ जी सर।
सबसे पहले तो ये बड़ा अच्छा क्वेश्चन किया है कि इंटर कम्युनिटी कोलैबोरेट हम कैसे कर सकते हैं। तो इसका तो सिंपल आंसर ये कि हमने इंटरफेथ हार्मोनी करना है कि हम सबके जितने भी यहाँ पे फेथ लीडर्स हैं वो सब इकट्ठे होके ज्वाइंट कोलैबोरेट करें और अपनी कम्युनिटी में सेमिनार्स करें, ये करें सबको इकट्ठे। तो इंटरफेथ हार्मनी इसके लिए सबसे पहले तो वो बहुत ज़रूरी है कि हम इंटरफेथ हार्मनी उसको प्रमोट करें। तभी हम एक दूसरे के फेथ को स्टडी करेंगे कि भाई इसमें ये क्वेकरी के बारे में जो माल प्रैक्टिसिंग है इसके बारे में क्या हमें सिखाया गया है। तो इंटरफेथ हार्मनी की जो क्लाइमेट चेंज है उसके हवाले से भी हमने बहुत काम किया है। हमने कुरानिक गार्डन्स बनाए, हमने गार्डन्स बनाए, क्योंकि मजहब में क्लाइमेट चेंज के हवाले से बहुत सारी बातें की गई थी, तो वो सब ने शेयर की। हमने अपनी कम्युनिटी की जो बातें थी वो दूसरे कम्युनिटीज को बताई, दूसरी कम्युनिटीज हमें बताई। तो मिलके इंटरफेथ हार्मनी के जरिए हमने कोलैबोरेट किया और हमने ही माइलस्टोन अचीव किया पेशावर में, चारसदा में। तो ये हमारे लिए पिछले 4 साल हम ये क्लाइमेट चेंज और फखर की बात, इस तरह ही ये जो मूवमेंट्स हमने किए, तो जितने साथ हो जाएं और अपनी कम्युनिटीज को एक दूसरे की कम्युनिटीज को बिठा के एक दूसरे को एजुकेट करे, अपने बाइबल के थ्रू, कुरान के थ्रू, गीता के थ्रू, है हमारे गुरु ग्रंथ साहिब के थ्रू, कि भाई जो इलीगल जो काम करते हैं, लोगों के सेहत के साथ खेलते हैं, ये चीज़ गलत है। तो इसी तरह एक पावरफुल इम्पैक्ट पूरी डिफरेंट कम्युनिटीज पे पड़ सकता है एक साथ कम टाइम में। ये एक अच्छा सजेशन है।
Thank you, Dr. Ajay. Our next question is by Laiba for Mr. Arun Kumar. Mr. Arun Kumar, as someone who belongs to both academic and activist circles, how do you stay emotionally grounded when dealing with stories of injustice every day? Is there something, perhaps a personal ritual, a mentor's advice, or a movement of hope that keeps you going?
Thank you very much, Yushe, and thanks again to Laiba for raising such a a wonderful question. What I believe that one should always remain grounded, emotionally, physically, mentally, or otherwise. When you need to extend any olive hand to your community, you must always remain grounded. And as far as seeking advice or mentorship, I don't believe that there is any harm to seek assistant, mentorship, or any kind of expert opinion whenever you are working closely with community. As you know, an individual experience might be somehow little enough to cater the larger needs of community, but experience when coupled with any expert opinion or mentorship, it always yields wonderful results. So what I believe that I also belong to academia one way or the other. I also belong to the legal fraternity one way or the other. But whenever my community needs any kind of help, any kind of assistance, I feel that I must go to them or they must come to me. It's a two-way affair. It needs to be going and going consistently. And what I believe that whenever I feel that in that very particular context, My expertise is limited, and that my olive hand is not working properly. What I do, I used to approach the seniors who are experienced enough, who have that very insight. I seek guidance, and one always, I believe that one always keeps on learning. One must also go to learn. So this is basic requirement once you work closely with community. What I believe, you need to be grounded at every time, and especially this very sensitive thing, quackery or health malpractice is concerned. One not only needs to be grounded, but one needs to be very vigilant, because it's a matter of life and death. And if you have good access to things, you can have very a good impact over the community. So I think I have tried my best to address the question of Laiba.
Thank you for your response, Mr. Arun. Our next question is for Dr. Shirji. Dr. Shirji, how can faith leaders play a constructive role in guiding their communities towards safe, evidence based healthcare and away from harmful, unqualified practices?
Yes, thank you. As I've said earlier, that luckily in our society, particularly in subcontinent, religious leaders have always been paid a high regard. So, as I believe that while people keep them in the highest rank, they also believe that what they are telling them or teaching them, that could be the purest thing, that could be the best thing for their life. So, if a religious leadership they turn their attention towards this particular issue as well and start guiding, apart from other things, start guiding our people about this phenomena. I don't see any reason that people will not take their advice seriously. Definitely, they will turn an ear towards their advice, because I myself feel that I might not believe many people, but whatever my pastor says, that I believe. So I'm sure that if they take this platform, the platform of church, the institution of church, and use this for the benefit of people in this particular context, it would be most beneficial for the society.
Thank you, Dr. Shirji. Our next question is for you too. It's from Saran. As a lawyer and a pastor, how do you guide young Christians to protect themselves from false information and harmful practices in society?
Yes, thank you. As a lawyer and as a pastor, I would like to recommend that before believing any information, you should make sure from which source this information is coming. So the source will decide itself about the authenticity of an information. If the source is not authentic, the information can never be authentic. Similarly, whenever we have to get a kind of medical treatment, medical examination. So under those situations, we should also evaluate what kind of personality, what kind of institution, what kind of medical facility that we are approaching, whether it is a government recognized, licensed or not, whether its license is persisting or not. Sometimes initially some medical facilities, they may be having license, but later on, due to lower standard of medical facilities, their license may have been cancelled. So if we confirm all these things, I don't see any reason that we shall fall a prey at the hand of any person who is imparting false information, or any person who is providing dishonest healthcare practices.
Thank you for that insightful response, Dr. Shirji. Our next question is by Trish for Mr. Arun Kumar. Mr. Arun Kumar, what concrete policies or regulatory actions do you propose to hold quacks and fake healers accountable, especially in rural and marginalized minority areas where access to authentic healthcare is
Hmm.
already limited?
Thank you very much, Yushe and Krish as well, once again. Yushe, I'm very clear about one thing that when you have to take action against any malpractice, any wrong deed, wrongdoing, against anybody which is directly or indirectly affecting the health and other issues of that very community which is already marginalized by many ways, then there should be no tolerance at all. There should be zero tolerance, and example must be set that if he has done something like that, the wholesome application of law must take place. And because to play with somebody's life is tantamount to respecting the very existence of that life. And one way or the other, we are not respecting the creator as well. So what I believe that life is a gift of God, it's a blessing of God, and playing like havoc with somebody's life must not be tolerated at all. And to play the life of that very person which is already affected, which is already suffering from so many miseries every day in and day out. So what I personally believe that as what law provided the penalty, what law provided the imprisonment, it should be applicable across the board, and especially a special focused a focused approach, or what I say that a special campaign must be devised, especially in those areas where that quakes are, thickly populated, and where they are working, very prominently, and they are playing with the lives of those marginalized communities which are already living in pathetic and miserable conditions. What I personally believe, there should be no tolerance at all, and there must be made a vivid example whereby any other misdeed once committed or thought to be committed by any quake, वो हजार मर्तबा सोचे कि मैंने इस तरह नहीं करना, because law is in place, the lives of these people matter. And you know what Constitution of Pakistan says in Article 25 that all the persons residing in Pakistan are equal before in eyes of law, not only in rights but also in facilities. तो जब उसकी एप्लीकेशन होनी चाहिए फैसिलिटीज़ की भी, वो भी यूनिफॉर्म होनी चाहिए, उसमें किसी किस्म की भी सिलेक्टिव नेचर नहीं होनी चाहिए। तो जहाँ पर ज़्यादा फोकस करने की ज़रूरत है, वहाँ पर हमें पता है कि स्टेट के इंस्टीट्यूशंस भी स्पेशल कैंपेन्स जो है वो लॉन्च करते हैं। एंड व्हेन इट कम्स टू हेल्थ ऑफ मार्जिनलाइज्ड कम्युनिटीज़, मैं पर्सनली इस चीज़ पे बड़ा स्ट्रांगली बिलीव करता हूँ कि किसी किस्म की भी उनकी ज़िंदगी के साथ खेलने की माफ़ी नहीं होनी चाहिए, और जो बेसिक फैसिलिटीज़ हैं वो भी जो है प्रॉपर्ली उन तक पहुँचनी चाहिए। थैंक यू।
Thank you, Mr. Arun, for that insightful response. We have next question for Dr. Ajay. Dr. Ajay, what practical approaches can be taken to raise awareness about rights and medical safety in communities that rely heavily on tradition or informal sources of information?
जी, हमारे इलाके में जो भी कम्युनिटी है या जो भी हमारे पास जितनी भी बिरादरी रहती हैं, तो मेन सोर्स तो मैं कि ये कहता हूँ कि अवेयरनेस एजुकेशन को ये है कि उनको हम जो मजहबी हमारी बात गाएं, उनके थ्रू ही हम एजुकेट करें, क्योंकि वो उस पर ही सब यकीन रखते हैं। एजुकेशन इस चीज़ पे तो वो बहुत ही पीछे है, या फैसिलिटीज़ है ही नहीं, गवर्नमेंट प्रोवाइड ही बहुत कम करती हैं, क्योंकि हिली एरियाज हैं, तो यहाँ पर वो सोर्सेज बहुत ही कम है। यहाँ पे इंटरनेट सोर्सेज भी बहुत कम, हिल एरियाज में तो ना होने की बराबर भी, और अगर है तो लोगों को यूज़ करना भी ज़्यादातर लोगों को नहीं आता कि उसको कैसे हम पॉजिटिव तरीके से यूज़ करें। तो हमारे पास जो फॉर्मल एजुकेशन का जो तरीका है, वो हम यही कहते हैं कि जो हमारे जो मजहबी लीडर हैं, फीमेल है तो वो फीमेल के ही थ्रू ही हम वो जो सेमिनार्स का इनकाद करें घर घर में,